schedule your sex life. Yeah, I'm going to use that word. Your marriage ages as you get older. We shared the same office for almost 7.5 years. So we were very blessed in that regard. Make an appointment with your spouse and be like, tonight, 9 o'clock. It's not this hard, fast, rigid, unromantic thing that you can't skip over. It's the part, whatever it needs to be, right? This has become so important in my life. You should make sure that you have some time alone to yourself. Too much absence makes the heart wander, but a little bit of absence makes the heart grow fonder. It does. It truly does. The last thing that should happen is when they reach in for hugs with daddy or a kiss, that they're getting that BO or that coffee breath. Brush your teeth, wash your hair, take a shower. Learn that deodorant is your best friend. These are personal, guys. These are personal. I'm just sharing, okay? So just hang with me. By the way, these are things that I wish someone had taught me when I was getting married. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode. This week, we're going to talk about marriage. I've got a couple things that I've learned in 10, but really 13 years of marriage. That's kind of the episode title I was working with here. So, and it's not really 10, it's actually 9. So just forget the title at all, guys. The list is fluid. To borrow the words of Stephen A., the list is fluid. So deal with it. Here we go. We'll jump right in here. Number 1, schedule your sex life. Yeah, we're starting off just really blunt on this one, guys. So initially, right, you go through the honeymoon phase and you're married and it's just happening all the time. You're just having sex all the time. Anywhere, anytime, any position, you're good to go, right? As your marriage progresses and ages with you, yeah, I'm going to use that word, your marriage ages. As you get older, you become more and more busy with life. You have kids, you have other obligations, and your schedule just fills up with stuff, right? So when me and my wife, when we first got married, Jenny and I were both working, but we had no kids. We lived right next door to where we worked. So there wasn't a long commute. It was easy to get home at the end of the day. We worked in the same building, the same hours. And so it wasn't really an issue of we're spending time apart from each other. In fact, we shared the same office for almost 7.5 years. So we were very blessed in that regard. And I know for a lot of people, they work different jobs. They go to different places. They kiss each other on their way out the door. And I love you, babe, right? And then off to work. And one might get home before the other, or maybe one's sleeping because one works a graveyard shift and one works a regular hour shift. We didn't have any of those issues during the first 7.5 years of our marriage. So we didn't need to schedule a whole lot of our free time because we had the same schedules of our time off. And so scheduling is a problem. It just happened naturally. It still does, but it still does. But as your schedule becomes busier, I can't explain to you, and those of you who know, you already know, but maybe this is some advice for somebody who's only been married for a couple months or a couple years, and you're like, man, I don't need to schedule. That's the most unromantic, the unsexiest thing ever. Schedule your sex life? Yeah, dude. Schedule it. Make an appointment. Make an appointment with your spouse and be like, tonight, 9 o'clock, or today, 4 p.m. in the kitchen. Be there. Just schedule. Put it on the schedule. And if what's more than likely going to happen, by the way, if you schedule your sex life, you schedule an appointment, you're going to speed up that appointment. That appointment's going to happen way earlier than usual. And then if it doesn't happen at the scheduled time, that's okay. It's not this hard, fast, rigid, unromantic thing that you can't skip over, or that if you miss it, you have to be so frustrated that, oh man, now we have to wait another week or whatever. Now, schedule it as many times a day as you want. Schedule it sex as many times a week as you want. Schedule your sex life. It's important. Do it. Schedule your sex life. Number 2, make time away from each other. Schedule alone time. At least plan your alone time. Give your spouse some time to get out of the house and go for a drive or run an errand by themselves, even if they don't want to. Let them do something by themselves, an activity. And then your time together when you come back, it's so healthy. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to use the word detox, but sometimes you need that. I'm going to use that word. Sometimes you need a detox from your partner just for a couple hours, just to get out of the house, clear your head, clear your mind space. And not always does it have to be when you're at each other's throats. You're at each other's throats and it's the tension's really high in the house. You're like, okay, I got to get out of the house. Maybe you need to. Maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe you need to go for a drive, whatever. but schedule it when things aren't bad. Just run an errand by yourself, right? Take the kids and leave your spouse at home and let them have some alone time for an hour or two or three and go run some errands, take the kids to the park, whatever it needs to be, right? This has become so important in my life as I've gotten older and we have more children. We're about to have a third. And it's going to become very much more important than it is even now to make sure that when our week is progressing and things are moving forward throughout the work week, and we've got schedules and we've got taekwondo classes and we got to go to the gym and we got these doctors and dentist appointments and we got to go to this thing and we got this church function and we got this thing and work. It's important that you have a quiet house to yourself at some point. Now, not so much of it that it's like COVID, right? But you should make sure that you have some time alone to yourself and you provide your spouse some alone time because that time is just so much sweeter. Too much absence makes the heart wander, but a little bit of absence makes the heart grow fonder. It does. It truly does. The age-old adage, right? Spend some time away from each other. It's important. These are just things I've learned, and I'm just sharing them. They work for me, so maybe they'll work for you. Number 3, bathe daily. I thought about just putting like hygiene's important, but I think I need to be specific. Bathe, brush your teeth, clean your ears, trim those nose hairs, brush your hair, brush your teeth, put on some cologne, wear deodorant, change your underwear. Hygiene, hygiene, hygiene. Listen, it can be so easy, especially for us guys. We go out, we do our work day or whatever, we're sweaty, we come home, we just want to chill on the couch. We walk in the door, we just want to collapse on the couch. Well, guess what? Your partner and your kids haven't seen you all day. And the last thing that should happen is when they reach in for hugs with daddy or a kiss, that they're getting that BO or that coffee breath from 4 hours ago when you pounded that cup of black coffee to stay awake, and then you get home and you just stink. Don't do it. Make some effort. I've been guilty of this a lot of times, many, many times. And it's important because don't put that pressure on your spouse to have to find a way to bring it up creatively so they don't hurt your feelings. Because a good husband or wife, they're going to be so careful about your feelings and not wanting to offend you. They might just not say anything, or they might just hint to it where you're not catching it. So let me be the hint for all of you dudes out there, and ladies, by the way. Brush your teeth, wash your hair, take a shower. Learn that deodorant is your best friend. Hey, don't just get into this habit of like, I brush my teeth at 6 a.m. or 5:30 in the morning before I head out the door, so I'm good, right? No, brush your teeth again when you get home. Take another shower. Well, I didn't sweat that much. Take another shower anyway. What's it going to hurt? You're paying for that water either way. Just take another shower. Bathe daily. Hygiene is so important, right? That's number 3. These are personal, guys. These are personal. These are vulnerable. These are open for me. Like, I'm just sharing, okay? So just hang with me. By the way, these are things that I wish someone had taught me when I was getting married. Like, I wish someone had gone through this list of like, hey, these are important things. Some of these, people touched on, but some of them very practically I just was not aware of. And so I didn't get that much instruction about it. So number 4, as often as possible, sit down together at home and eat a home-cooked meal. Gathering around the dining table and having a meal, no matter how it might just be peanut butter sandwiches. Okay, throw something together. But certainly take the time, a couple times a week if you're able, and sit down together, all of you, at the table. No screens, TV's off. You're not watching TV while you eat. And you just do a no screen, sit around the table and eat food together, talk to each other, ask questions about each other's days. Even if you know what happened already, even if you've already discussed that, ask your kid questions. Ask your children how their day went. Have that meal, preferably dinner, right? Because it's towards the end of the day. There's a lot to kind of go over. Don't turn it into an assignment, but just have that family time. I can't tell you what that does. Like, it just, that sense of purpose. So for me, I work in the evenings. I go to work. I leave the house at 9:15, 9:20 to be at work by 9:45 for briefing at 9:50, so that I'm on my post at 10 p.m., right? So I sleep in the mornings. I get home at 6 a.m. I sleep in the morning. I get up. My day starts around noon. And from noon to about 8:30 in the evening, that's family time. So usually around 7 o'clock, right, we're going to have dinner together. And it's usually, we just grab something. We're watching a TV show together or we're doing whatever. But a couple times a week, we've started to make time and make sure we set aside time to eat together. That time is so important. A family meal, something that is good for your soul. It's wholesome. It's therapeutic. It's quality time together as a family unit, no matter the distractions. Yeah, I got to jump in the shower in 30 minutes and get my work week started. I'm recording this Wednesday afternoon rather. So tonight I go back to where my work week starts again. But when I'm sitting at that table, I'm not going to be thinking about work. I'm going to push that aside and I'm going to focus on my family. So number 4, as often as possible, eat a home cooked meal together. Number 5, non-sexual touches are vital to your sexual touches. Non-sexual touches. Guys, don't just grab your wife's butt or pinch her boobs or make some sarcastic comment or grind up on her or, make some dirty little joke. Like, you need all those. Do all those things. Do them 100 times. But every time you do one of those, there should be 2 non-sexual touches where you just touch her shoulder or you scratch her head, right? You caress her arm. You give her a shoulder massage that doesn't end with you, pantsless. Just touch your wife. Guys, touch your wife with no expectation of sex. I understand point number 1 was schedule your sex life and sex is vital. But dude, you want to know how to drastically improve the quality of your sexuality, of your sexual time together? Have non-sexual touches constantly throughout the day. Affectionate, non-sexual touches where you show your spouse through the physical touch that you are there, that you're there present in the house, they are safe, you are with them, and you care about them. Number 6, marry someone who will fight battles for you and with you. Marry someone who will fight battles for you and with you. Obviously, men, our job, we are going to protect our spouses and our kids no matter what. We're going to jump to, right? If there's a crisis, we go into crisis mode, we jump in, we're Superman, we jump in, we save the day. But be there to fight those passive battles, right? If there's something going on, there's tension between your wife and the kid, support your wife. Support your wife. Be that strong, united, honest couple. Yeah, let your kids see you fight and have disagreements. Let them know that mom and dad are human beings that aren't just like hive-minded robots of the same thing. Let them see you disagree, but let them see you come to a resolution as well. In addition to that, defend your spouse to neighbors, the HOA, family, friends, doctors, the DMV. Don't let anybody take advantage of your spouse. Don't let it happen. Don't let anybody else walk all over your spouse. Ladies, too. Don't let somebody walk all over your husband. Defend them. Let your husband see you defending them and also fight with them. If they're going through a battle, if they're going through a crisis, don't let them go through that alone. Don't let them handle that alone. Go through the fight, go through the fire with them. If it's a health issue, be there with them. Be there with that cold glass of water and that chicken soup. Be there with that shoulder massage. Be there with that foot rub. Be there in the bed with them as they're coughing and hacking and sweating and they're having a bad night. Be there with them. Be that person. Marry someone who will fight battles for you and with you. Number 7, marry someone who gives you permission to pursue your dreams. This is so important. Your spouse is the greatest catalyst and roadblock at the same time for your goals. You say, I set my own goals. I don't really, you know what? You might be pull yourself up by your own bootstraps kind of a guy or gal, but imagine how much more you could get done in life. Imagine how much more you could accomplish if your spouse, if your partner was with you in the fight, was with you in that struggle, was with you and telling you, you know what, get them. Go get that thing. Go get that dream. Chase it. I'm with you, babe. You got this. You're amazing. You're incredible. Those soft words of affirmation whispered at night in bed right before you fall asleep of, I'm so proud of you. You're doing an amazing job. And I know you're capable of great things. So you can do this. I know you can do this. Those words are worth their weight in gold. You don't even know. But you'll find out. Give those to your spouse as well. Be that support. Be the spouse who gives your spouse permission to pursue their dreams. That's number 7. Number 8 goes right with it. Prioritize your spouse over everyone else. When you get married, there is no longer you and other people in your world. It is you and your spouse against or together, and then there's everybody else in your world. And yes, if need be, you and your spouse against everybody else. You stand with your spouse. We talked about that one. But prioritize your spouse over everyone else, over everything else. I'll add that. Prioritize your spouse over everything else. There's nothing as important as your spouse. There's nothing as important as your life partner, as your lover, as your best friend, as your partner, as your person. There's nothing more important than them. Don't prioritize anyone else over them. There's no physical human being on this earth that you've made vows to like the vows you've made to your spouse. So prioritize them. Choose them. Let your spouse see you choose them, and it hurt. It should sting that you choose them. Like, you should let go of good opportunities. It should cost you something. Let your spouse see that choosing them costs you something, and then don't hold it over their head. Hey, babe, I could have got this promotion at work. I was up for it. We've been talking about this for weeks. I decided not to take it because while it will put more in our pockets, and I'll have that money for that jet ski or that other thing that I really wanted, and I'll get that recognition at work, it also requires me to stay 4 extra hours 3 days a week. So I'm working 12 extra hours a week, and that's our free time, and we would have had to cancel our regular date night, and I would have had to miss the baseball games, and so I'm not going to do that. You guys are more important than me. You're more important than me than a couple extra dollars. I promise you. In the long run, no one's going to remember that you made X amount of dollars more per week. And they're not going to value that over, oh yeah, Dad missed all my games, but we had a nicer car. That's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Give them that time. Show your partner, show your kids, show your family. You prioritize them. By the way, prioritize your spouse over your children. You didn't marry your kids. You're looking for about 8 years, and they will leave. They will start their own families, and they will prioritize their spouse over you, mom and dad. So you know who will still be when the kids are gone? Hopefully not standing there frustrated and shell of themselves because you abandoned them for 18 years and focused on your kids instead of them. Your spouse will be standing there when your kids are gone. You know how many marriages end in divorce after the kids leave? It's astounding, the numbers. It's incredible how many marriages stay together just because they want to hold it together for the kids. And then as soon as the kids graduate high school, boom, divorce. Why? Because now they have no other humans to distract them from the reality that they have with each other, and they've ignored each other and abused that relationship and abandoned it so much that they realize when the kids leave that it's dead. There's it's a shell. It's an empty husk of a marriage. And so it just becomes so easy to break apart because you starved your marriage to death. You killed your marriage. Why? So you could spend all your time and energy living vicariously through your kids. Don't do that. Prioritize your children, yes, but your spouse comes first. Spouse comes first. Your kids should know that. Your kids should know, listen, daddy comes first. Listen, mommy comes first. Above anybody else, above anything else. I made vows that I will not break. Your kids will respect that way more in the long run. Way more. So prioritize your spouse over everyone else. And lastly, and this is probably the biggest one, keep no secrets. Keep no secrets. I struggled with addiction for years and hid it from my spouse. It was nasty and awful, and it was horrible for our marriage. And when the time came for me at a crossroads when I was actually doing much better, and God had set me free from this addiction, and I had broken those chains off of myself, I was doing so much better. It came time to let my spouse know that, hey, this is a thing that I've been going through, and I need you to know about it. And she'd been aware of some struggles I had, but I became so afraid because the biggest hurdle, despite living with the grossness of what I was and what I had allowed myself to become and forgiving myself and dealing with all that was wondering if my spouse was going to forgive me. Because if my spouse can't forgive me, then it's hopeless. Like, will I lose my marriage? Like, the fear surrounding that whole decision, the fear around it was so intense. I remember it as a palpable dryness for 3 days, where I knew 3 days straight, 2.5 days, where I was wrestling. Like, man, I gotta tell Jennifer, I can't do this. It's gonna blow my mind. And finally, just giving that fear to God and saying, God, you want me to do this. This is doing what's right, even though it's a hard thing, and I deserve whatever happens. I deserve it. I deserve whatever happens. But I'm gonna face the music. It's time to come clean. And thank God, I have such a wonderful spouse who was able to walk through forgiveness for me. And forgiveness is a process. It's not just words, oh, I forgive you. It's a process of letting go of your right. Even it's this huge, humbling, grace-filled process that only God can do. True forgiveness. It can only come from God. And I was so blessed to have a spouse that allowed that to happen, that chose forgiveness. when she didn't have to. I didn't deserve it, but she chose it. It was so beautiful and gracious. And I'm coming up on 5 years addiction-free. And that process could not be possible without her support, without her forgiveness, without her encouragement, without everything on this list that I mentioned. She's awesome. So there we go. That's 9 things about marriage that I've learned. I've learned a lot more, but I figured I'd just throw 9 down and on my list. And hopefully that's enough for now. If I've only learned 9 things in 13 years of marriage, that's not even 1 thing per year. So there's a couple more I've learned that, maybe I'll share in another one. But anyway, I'd love to know some things that you guys have learned, some trial by fire, some school of hard knocks, things you learned along the way. If you want to throw those in the comments, I would love to hear some things on your list, even maybe some things that are for you. Maybe some of your stuff on this list is maybe the opposite for you. I'd love to hear some of your marriage tips and some things you've learned. Feel free to share them below in the comments. See you later. Thank you all.